Chapter 43. Fuinjutsu. The sealing experts of the next department introduced Kaizen to the world of Fuinjutsu, a field shrouded in mystery and immense potential. As Kaizen entered the training area, he was greeted by the sight of intricate symbols and diagrams etched into the ground and walls, each representing a different type of seal. The instructor, a Fuinjutsu master, began with an overview of the art. Fuinjutsu, or sealing techniques, are among the most versatile and powerful tools available to a shinobi, the instructor explained. From containment and protection to enhancement and storage, seals can be used in countless ways. Kaizen watched intently as the teacher demonstrated a containment seal, carefully drawing the necessary symbols with a brush dipped in ink. The symbols glowed faintly as the seal activated, creating a barrier that trapped a practice dummy within an invisible chakra field. This ink is specially constructed to be chakra conductive, the instructor explained. As you draw the seals, you must infuse your chakra into the ink. This is essential for the seal's activation and effectiveness. Kaizen nodded, understanding the importance of this process. Seals can be used to trap enemies, the instructor continued, but they can also protect allies. This is a basic containment seal designed to hold an enemy in place, but with the right knowledge, you can create seals that heal, strengthen, or even teleport. Fascinated, Kaizen was then shown a protection seal. The teacher placed it on a piece of parchment, which then enveloped itself in a protective barrier. This seal can shield you from physical and chakra-based attacks, the instructor explained. It's particularly useful in combat situations where you need a quick defense. The instructor then led him to a scroll covered in various symbols and characters, each meticulously drawn. The first step in mastering Fuinjutsu, the instructor began, is to understand the symbols used in drawing seals. There are thousands of different types of symbols, each of which doesn't have a specific function by itself, but can play a role in creating a function when combined with others. Kaizen's eyes widened at the vast number of symbols before him. This scroll is a copy of one of the original scrolls given to Konoha by the Uzumaki clan. It's unknown what every symbol is used for. And it's even speculated that there are many more symbols that haven't been discovered yet. Konoha has only managed to effectively utilize a few hundred of these symbols in various seals. Even then, we haven't scratched the surface of all the possible combinations. Kaizen nodded, understanding the depth of the challenge before him. The instructor went on, even Kushina Uzumaki, the last known living Uzumaki, doesn't know the purpose of most of these symbols. Despite that, she is undoubtedly the most skilled in Fuinjutsu within the village. The versatility and potential of this art was so great that many villages feared the Uzumaki clan, leading to their destruction from a combined attack during the Second Shinobi World War. Kaizen thought about the implications of such power. The Uzumaki clan's Fuinjutsu knowledge was formidable, and the fact that Konoha only had a fraction of their expertise hinted at the possibilities yet to be unlocked. The instructor then guided Kaizen through the basics. Despite the thousands of symbols, you'll start by learning the ones we know how to use effectively. Each combination can create a variety of effects. From simple storage seals to complex barriers, precision and concentration are crucial. A single mistake in drawing a symbol can alter the seal's function, render it useless, or cause it to backfire. Kaizen studied the scroll intently, committing to memory the intricate shapes and patterns of various symbols. He noticed sections dedicated to containment, protection, storage, healing, and more, each made up of a combination of these symbols. Once Kaizen had a solid grasp of some basic symbols and their potential combinations, the instructor moved on to practical applications. He placed a simple completed storage seal beside Kaizen's workspace for reference. Now, let's test your calligraphy, patience, memorization, and talent for this art, the instructor said, handing Kaizen a brush and a pot of chakra-conductive ink. Infuse your chakra into the ink as you draw. Kaizen dipped the brush into the ink and began to draw a simple storage seal on a piece of parchment. He carefully replicated the symbols he had studied, using the reference seal as a guide. The process required intense focus, and Kaizen found himself sweating slightly as he concentrated on maintaining a steady flow of chakra into each stroke. His hand moved with deliberate precision, ensuring each symbol was accurately represented. The instructor observed Kaizen's progress, nodding approvingly. Remember, the key to a successful seal is not just in the drawing but in the consistent infusion of chakra. Your chakra flow must be steady and controlled. Kaizen took the advice to heart, adjusting his technique to keep his chakra flow even. As he finished the last symbol, the seal glowed faintly, indicating that it was complete. The instructor examined the seal and smiled. "Well done, Kaizen. Your first storage seal is a success. With practice, you'll be able to create more complex seals and understand the deeper intricacies of Fuinjutsu. Although this is the most rudimentary of storage seals, only able to store the space of a single kunai, it is an incredible achievement for your very first try. Now," the instructor said, handing Kaizen another parchment, "the only way for you to become better is through consistent practice and studying. I want you to continue inscribing this same seal until you either become mentally exhausted, run out of chakra, or can inscribe the seal with your eyes closed. This repetition will help you internalize the process and improve several aspects of your abilities from concentration to chakra control." Kaizen didn't say another word as he began practicing diligently, inscribing the storage seal repeatedly. He focused on each stroke, ensuring that his chakra flowed evenly through the brush and into the ink. The initial attempts were slow and meticulous, taking 20 to 30 minutes per seal. However, as he continued, his movements became more fluid and confident. He could feel his control improving with each seal he completed. As Kaizen practiced, he found himself fascinated by the versatility and power of Fuinjutsu. He understood that mastering seals could offer significant strategic advantages, from trapping enemies to safeguarding allies. The potential for innovation and customization within Fuinjutsu was vast and was also what excited Kaizen the most. "This reminds me of programming from my previous life," Kaizen thought. "Although not strictly the same, the core ideas are similar. Both require accurate input to achieve a desired output. In programming, a single error in the code could cause the program to work inefficiently, function incorrectly, or fail entirely. Here, an error in the seal could have similar or worse consequences depending on the seal being constructed." Hours passed, and Kaizen continued to practice, driven by the desire to master this simple seal. His hands began to move almost instinctively, the symbols becoming second nature. It was now taking him 10 to 15 minutes to complete each seal. Despite the growing fatigue, he pressed on, determined to meet the instructor's challenge. By the time he finally stopped, he had filled separate parchments with 20 perfectly formed seals, each one glowing faintly with stored chakra. He had mastered the process of inscribing this first simple seal with his eyes closed. The only improvement to make would be shortening the time it took for him to inscribe each seal, which still required 10 minutes. The instructor looked over Kaizen's work and nodded approvingly. "You've made excellent progress. With continued practice and study, you'll be able to tackle more advanced seals. Remember, this field of study is not for the weak-willed or the impatient. There will be countless hours of studying and research involved. To even be considered as sufficiently skilled will take years of training. I am not saying this to dissuade you, but rather to be upfront with the requirements needed to be successful. The choice is yours, but I do hope that you choose to continue as you clearly have the talent needed to succeed." Kaizen smiled as he agreed to continue learning, humbly thanking the teacher for being patient in guiding him through some of the basics. He even asked if he could continue practicing, to which the teacher laughed. "That isn't a problem. In fact, it's usually the opposite, where people can't wait to leave or go home. This process is without a doubt mentally taxing. So I admire your mentality. Just remember to not push yourself too much. Your knowledge and skills must be built step by step. There are no shortcuts in this field of study." Kaizen nodded, thanking the man before continuing to inscribe seals. As he practiced, Kaizen couldn't help but reflect on the series he knew. The Uzumaki clan, renowned for their mastery of Fuinjutsu, had created seals of incredible power and complexity. Despite the limited exploration of Fuinjutsu in the series, it was clear why the Uzumaki were feared enough for multiple villages to unite against them. Their ability to create unpredictable seals that could control, protect, and destroy was unparalleled. Fuinjutsu offers so much potential, Kaizen thought. The series only scratched the surface, but even that was enough to show its dominance. If I can master these techniques, I could create seals that give me and my allies significant advantages in battle. By the time Kaizen finished for the day, he had inscribed 40 more seals, cutting the time it took him down to 5 minutes per seal. He only stopped due to almost running out of chakra. His mind wasn't exhausted, so it made him wonder if it was his physical body that was bottlenecking his chakra reserves. It made sense, as even if his spiritual energy was currently making up the majority of his chakra, it still wouldn't be able to fully utilize all of it due to the lack of sufficient physical energy to balance it out. Kaizen felt that the restriction could most likely be circumvented in some way, but for now the only thing he can do is continue exercising while waiting for his body to grow. Understanding that he shouldn't be too greedy, Kaizen stood up before turning in the materials used for inscribing seals as well as the seals themselves. Surprisingly, Kaizen was given some remuneration for the seals he made. Even though they were simple, they could still be sold to civilians or low-level shinobi at a profit. Kaizen wasn't surprised that the seals could make money, but he figured that he wouldn't be able to make money from them until he began purchasing his own materials. This added benefit gave him even more motivation to continue inscribing seals when he had the time. As he traveled home for the day, Kaizen felt that his introduction to Fuinjutsu left him with a newfound appreciation for the art. He envisioned creating his own unique seals, combining his knowledge from his previous life with the new skills he was acquiring. Although the series didn't do Fuinjutsu justice, he was determined to change that and make proper use of it.